Hi, I'm Megan. I live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and it's Friday, so I'm here to catch up with you, share a little bit about what I've been working on, and talk about what's coming up next. I haven't done a Friday Sews video in quite a while. I feel like it's mid-March all of a sudden, and this month has just blown right by me. I was very productive in February and I got a lot done and I had a really great time doing it. And then over the past few weeks, I have been heads down focused on a different type of sewing project. So I have started teaching sewing classes at a fabric store here local to me in Calgary, which is really exciting and, if I'm really honest, incredibly intimidating, but I'm having a great time. I'm teaching 3 different classes. One is a very intro level beginners learn to sew workshop. It's a 3-hour class. One is a serger basics class. It's another 3.5-hour workshop. And then one is a full day workshop where we learn some tips for serging with knit fabrics and then make a project together. So I will put a link if you're interested in the classes and you happen to be local or you want to check them out so you can see where they are. They're being offered at Rick Rack Textiles here in Calgary. Rick Rack's offering a bunch of different in-person classes and workshops too, which is really exciting. One of them I would love to take, but just doesn't fit with my schedule, is the jeans workshop, which is a 3-day workshop where you actually work with the instructor to fit and make a pair of jeans custom fit to you and your measurements and learn all the techniques for tailoring and sewing the denim. And I would love to take it, but a 3-day commitment is a pretty big one for me right now and it just doesn't work for me, but maybe someday. So anyway, to prepare for these classes, I have spent all of my free time, hours and hours and hours, reading serger manuals. One of the workshops I'm teaching is like a very intro to sergers or overlockers. So we encourage people to bring their own machine to class and then get comfortable with how to thread it, how to set your and balance your tension, how to sort of troubleshoot problems. And so on the spot, I might have 4 or 5 completely new to me brands of machines to work with. And so when they approached me about teaching it, I was like, okay, that sounds exciting. Then when I started to actually think through it, I was like, oh no, what have you done? What did you sign up for? But it's been really fun. I've had a really great time doing it. And I have learned a lot about how to thread various types of sergers, all of the different lower looper threading mechanisms that exist. I've watched endless hours of videos of other people threading different brands and types of sergers. So it's been a really great experience for me. Like, I've learned a ton. And the other part of that is that I bought myself a new serger. So I feel like maybe, I don't know if I'm like embarrassed about this. I have long thought that like I did not need to own multiple sewing machines. I have a sewing machine and then I have a serger cover stitch combo that I bought about 2 years ago, and that was lots. I don't have a ton of space because we live in an apartment, but when I decided I was going to take on teaching these workshops, and I'm very excited about it, I realized that the serger that I use, that I would be teaching the class with, is a Burnett, and it is a combo machine, so it has an extra looper in it. It's fussy. It is a fussy machine, and I thought, if I'm going to be showing a class of people how to thread their lower looper and their upper looper and what the difference is, and I've got this whole other looper mechanism in the machine, it's not very clear. And I thought, I guess I needed any excuse to buy another serger. So the other part of it is that we won't always live in this apartment. And someday, in the next 2 or 3 years, we're going to move into a bigger home. And I would really like to have a sewing space that might not be a dedicated sewing room. It might be like a guest room or media room / sewing room space. But then I would have room for more than 2 machines. So I found a deal on a Juki serger and I bought it and I love it. I love this serger. It is like a portable, little, easy to thread, easy to balance the stitches, brilliant little machine. I'm gonna pull it out to show you. So this is it. I bought the Juki MO 654DE. It's just a basic entry-level 2, 3, 4 thread overlocker, and I love it. It's so easy to thread, and It's lightweight and it's small and it's portable and it sews a beautiful stitch, and it's just been a dream. This one I see reviewed quite often, and I know that there's a blog post on Closet Core, and there's a number of other places where this is a machine they recommend, and yeah, it's wonderful. I bought it online, and when I bought my serger previously, I bought that one secondhand, and one of the tips that I still believe is important is, if you can, to buy it from a dealership so that you can go back and have it serviced, or you can go to them when you need help threading or with tension, or to, really take advantage of the resources and classes and support that they offer there. I bought this online. And part of it is that it was available online. I don't think there's a Juki dealership in Calgary. I wanted something that wasn't terribly expensive. Part of the other reason was I was worried to take my combo machine to travel back and forth and from classes and home, and there was a chance I was like, well, if I can't get someone's machine to work, I can let them use my machine. And I was a little bit hesitant that something would happen to it. The last time I needed to have that repaired, it took quite a while, and I know that things have not gotten better on that front. Like, it could be out of commission for 2 months, and that would be bad. So I figured I would buy this Juki serger, give it a try, and if I didn't love it, or if I didn't love teaching, then I could probably find someone to sell it to locally for about what I paid for it. And that, everything would work out fine. And as far as I'm concerned, like, this is a wonderful serger. I would highly recommend it if you're looking for a beginner overlocker, or, you want something reliable, or you're looking to replace it. It's a great machine. I'm really happy with it. I feel really indulgent to have 3 sewing machines. Like, I did have to sacrifice some significant space to find space to store this in my closet, which is something else I'm going to talk about, but it was worth it. And someday I might have a sewing room, and I might be able to leave it out on a sewing desk beside my other serger, which is now set up as a cover stitch, and my sewing machine. And the other day, in fact, I had them all set up, and I put them on the dining room table, not in our bedroom, and I sort of worked my way around the table to make a project that needed me to use all 3 machines. And I was like, oh, this is like a dream come true. It was just really nice. So yeah. The other workshop that I'm teaching, the full day one, we're learning how to make sweatshirts. So it's a pullover class. And if you watch me, I make tons of sweatshirts. So that's been really fun. And it's been really fun to help sewists who are just starting to get comfortable with sewing with knits or sewing with their serger, to see that look of satisfaction when they install that neckband. It's amazing. I had a really good time teaching that class. So I'm really looking forward to the next round, which is later in April. So I mentioned that I had to clear out some closet space. So one of the things I talked about in my sewing, sort of looking ahead at 2022, was I wanted to clear out my closet and make some space, more space for more me-made garments, and sort of give it, not an audit per se, but a bit of an overview of, what do I have? Where are the gaps? What do I need? What kind of observations do I make? And I discovered that most of the clothes that I had in my closet, I either really did not enjoy wearing, they were the wrong size, or they were just really worn out. And that specifically is the workwear stuff. So things that I would wear, smart office wear, or even sort of going out wear. I have been, like most of us, have been living in t-shirts and jeans and leggings and sweatpants and sweatshirts for 2 years now. And right before the pandemic, I had just had a baby. So I had a baby, I lost a ton of weight, went back to work, the weight crept back on, and that's fine. But a lot of the clothes that I bought when I had lost all that weight did not fit anymore. So I was like, okay, I'll get rid of those, and pass them along to friends. And then I was left with virtually nothing. So on Monday, I had to go into the office to give a presentation, and I had nothing in the closet that was appropriate to wear. I have tons of beautiful clothes, but nothing that really made me feel prepared to give this presentation and my old style. And I had gone to a ready-to-wear store, a Ricky's here in Canada, which is where I bought a lot of my professional wardrobe. And I bought a pair of dress pants, and they're a Ponte dress pant. And I bought a blazer, which is again a knit blazer. And I put them on, and in the fitting room, I felt like myself. So I thought that was a really interesting thing, is that I have this wardrobe of garments that I made, that I'm proud of, that I love how I look in them, I love how I feel in them, but I'm not sure that they make me feel like myself. And I said to my friend, feel like it is a terrible, sad thing that the garments that made me feel most myself were a gray pair of slacks and a black blazer. So I need to find the middle ground somewhere. So I think that's really exciting, between finding that middle ground of really dull corporate attire and floral maxi dresses. Somewhere in the middle of those two is my style, and I am quite excited now about it. Something else I observed when I was going through my closet was that I make a lot of wearable muslins when I'm testing a garment that then I keep and I hang up in the closet. But I use the cheapest fabric I can find, so usually from the clearance section in the Fabricland. Cheapest fabric I can find. Most of the time it's like 100% polyester, and nothing wrong with polyester, but it doesn't always feel great on the skin. In colors that maybe aren't quite right or don't quite suit me, but I kept them. And I looked through my closet and I thought, I should stop doing this. So I should either make toiles and muslins in like fabric that I do not intend to keep. So I buy the cheapest stuff with no intention of keeping those garments. They're going to be in the rag bin. Or I should, if I'm going to be making a garment where I want to make a wearable muslin, I should just buy more of the fabric I want to make the end result in. So that's a bit more of an investment, but I think I have difficulty letting go of the like wearable muslin. Like, oh, I made this, it's nice, I'm proud of it, I worked hard to make it, it fits me. But then there's just something about it that's not quite right. So I have to find a better balance, and it might mean that my output of the number of garments that I make and how often I test is going down. Because I also hate like wasting good fabric on testing and fit tests. And as I get more and more interested in other fit adjustments beyond grading between sizes, I am going to have to do toiles. So I have some muslin, like muslin fabric to use. I just need to do that more. I need to abandon the concept of the wearable muslin or wearable fit test garment and dive right in with muslin, or go into my fashion fabric and just make sure I buy enough to do a fit test and a final garment. So that was interesting. I did get rid of a lot of stuff out of my closet. Most of what's hanging in my closet now is me made. So is garments that I have made. And I do have quite a few big gaps. So we are talking now about going back to the office. Certainly I'll be back in the office a couple days a week moving forward, which is why I'm not online as often and haven't made as many videos. I don't have as much time for sewing because I'm not taking my lunch break at home and running a project through the machine. But it's still important to me. So yeah, that's where I sort of am at with that. I'm wondering if anyone else can relate to that, if you found that experience, like the wearable muslin, it's quite a seductive concept, right? Like, you're going to test the garment, but you're going to put all this effort into it. You might as well make something you're going to want to wear, but it's always not quite right. So in terms of stuff that I have made recently, it's been almost a month since I made a video and posted it, but I haven't made a ton of finished garments I can show you. So I'm testing 2 projects right now that we're right in the middle of the tests. I made a gift, so a little sweatshirt for a friend. I made a sweatshirt sample for the store where I'm teaching. I made a whole bunch of pretend bodices and neckbands. I've done a ton of sample stitching on my serger. And then I am almost done that Rhapsody blouse in the Rifle Paper Company rayon that I had cut out. The only thing I have left to do is finish the neckline. I have the bias tape ready to go. I just need to finish the neckline with that bias binding, and then do the elastic on the bishop sleeve, and then it's done. So that's exciting. Hopefully I will get to that this weekend. That's my plan anyway. I also have traced out another Harper cardigan in a sweater knit that I think is a basic that I definitely have a gap in my wardrobe. I need lots of those like toppers. So typically when I get dressed for work, I'll wear slacks or trousers, a shell or a tank top of some kind, or a basic tee, and then a blazer or a cardigan or a jacket. And right now I'm kind of lacking in that third option. It's springtime here in North America. It's not, I'm not gonna be so bold as to say it's spring in Calgary. It's warmer today, but we're gonna get some more snow and cold for sure. So I need to find some of those third layer pieces. And the other project that I'm working on is the Curso top from the Cashmerette Ahead of the Curve book. So that idea of the woven shell, it's a V-neck shell or tank top garment. if I could make a handful of them for my professional wardrobe, I think that would really do me well 4 seasons of the year. So that is what's on my plans list for the upcoming couple of weeks. I want to finish my garment for the So Frugal Challenge. I shared my video a couple weeks ago, back in February, so I have the project picked out. I've got the pattern ready to go, the fabric's ready to go, and I look forward to sharing that with you in like 2 weeks' time. Yeah, I am doing really well. I hope that you are doing really well. I really think about you all the time, and every time I sit down to make a video, there's always something that's going on. Either there's construction outside, or I get called for work and I have to go into the office, or there's kids around and life happens. But I really do value the time that I get to spend with you, and I like watching other people's videos, and I like seeing the people who comment in my videos. I often see your comments on other people's videos, and that always makes me smile too. So I hope that you are well, and let me know what you are up to in the comments, and I will see you again soon.